Hello and welcome to the last episode of Generation 1 Random Battles. At least for now, I really hope I can make it today. If we don't make it today, we have to go back at a different time because I really want to show different generations and don't be stuck with Generation 1 all the time. And as you can see, we are currently in the top 10. I played up to 1607 and I even beat players like the Cake Connoisseur, who is currently second. When I beat them, I was at first place. And I said in the last video that I will present all the replays in the description below, but I played way too many games. I think I played up to 100 games because I dropped below 1400. Then I had a really good winning streak, but I think it still took me like 100 games. So I can unfortunately not put 100 games in the description, but maybe I can choose some highlights. Like my opponent missed a explosion because of the 1 in 256 chance, which is crazy. I got frozen like every game, and again with I don't have any luck with the sleep turns, but I have to work with that now. I just have to play to my outs, play my best I can, and then maybe we can make it to number 1 today. But I will see you once the first game starts. Here we are. It took quite a while and everything just to get a terrible lead. Okay, Arbok against Sandslash. I also didn't use the Rampage command at all because I now have all the sets in my head. At least that's what I think. We have no Earthquake switching. He can just go for Stab Earthquake, and that's kind of sad. We could go for Glare or we switch into Dragonair. Rhyme not intended. I kind of want to go for Glare because this Sandslash is just so scary. And then Graveler mid-choke outspeed. So yeah, let's go for Glare. We don't get a power, that's fair. Maybe I should just go for Earthquake then, just to get some damage off. Yeah, I think keeping Arbok at 18% is not worth it. And risking a power on Dragonair was also just not worth it. Our best play here is to go Dragonair, and he is not that low, so I could go for Thunder Wave, but I can also fish for a freeze. I really want to go for Thunder Wave because I expect him to switch out. Yeah, but no freeze. Okay, now he will go for Thunder Wave himself. I can go for T-Bolt though because Slowpoke is just such a big threat. Now he might go for Amnesia. Is this Graveler range? Graveler against Slowpoke? Not quite. What about Kangaskhan? Hyper Beam range. It is Hyper Beam range. Okay, he just went for Psychic, and I will go for Hyper Beam. He might switch, but Slowpoke is low, and that's very good. And I think that's still fine if we have to recharge here, because we got the damage off on the Sandslash. Never mind. That's tough, because it's still not in Graveler or mid-choke range, so I have to go Abra. And he tosses Slowpoke. Fair enough. But I will try my best. But sometimes it's not in your hand. I will go mid-choke on the Clefairy because he either goes for Body Slam or Blizzard. T-Wave. I thought the Dragonair switch was too obvious, honestly. Do I double to Abra because he goes Sandslash? I will double to Abra. Nice! Oh, that was risky, but worth it in the end. I could set up a substitute, but I think keeping Abra full life is better. Now I can go mid-choke again. Where he goes for Blizzard. That's fine. And now on the switch out, I will go for Body Slam. Because Submission just does way too much damage and we connect with Body Slam, we don't get a power. Fair enough. A choke against Arbok. Earthquake doesn't KO. I could go Graveler, because Graveler eats 2 Earthquakes, and then I can EQ myself. But keeping Graveler for Explosion is also not bad. But I need health on mid-choke, so I will go Graveler, yeah. And that's perfect. That's honestly perfect. I will go for Earthquake, expecting him to switch into Clefable, just to do most damage as possible. And now he has Earthquake. What is this play? What do you mean mirror move? What is this play? And he quits. He gets rewarded for a bad play. Oh man. I should have just went for walks. But the damage difference against Clefable is just so big. And that's why I thought, okay, Earthquake is the better play. But I was wrong. I can now toss the Graveler, but this is a free switch to Abra. Against Clefable, I will go mid-choke again. He went for Thunder Wave, perfect. And now I can go for Submission. No! Why? Come on. Okay, I can paralyze this through the substitute. Oh, come on. Body Slam doesn't break. I should have calced that. I was like sure that it breaks. 24 to 28. Okay, and the sub has 25 HP or 25%. Oh man. We just have to put you in Abra range. But we can only do that if we connect the Blizzard. Yeah. Alright, that's Abra range. Yeah, I have to deny the substitute. No! Do I fish for a para? Or do I just Psychic immediately? No, I will fish. I kind of have to. No para. We have the odds are in our favor, by the way. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. This is gonna be a super close game. Do I go for Psychic immediately or do I T-Wave first? Psychic, if I get the special drop, has a good chance to KO. Like Psychic into -1 Psychic has a good chance to KO or I crit one of the Psychics. Does Psychic, if I go for T-Wave, does Psychic into Submission KO? 36 min, so he has 64. Yeah, that also KO, so I will go for Thunder Wave. Yeah, because he goes for Thunder Wave himself, right? We don't get the special drop. He went for Thunderbolt and not for Body Slam? So he doesn't have Body Slam. Probably. Come on. Is Machoke in Hyper Beam range? No, it's not. So I just have to get through the para and connect the submission. If I weren't parried with Abra and got another Psychic off, I could just go for Earthquake. Now I have to connect with submission. I got parried, right? This is bullshit! This is seriously bullshit, and I lose 30 points. I will say GG, but it's incredible. It's incredible. I will play back to 1600 off cam because I really want to get done in this episode, and I will see you once I'm back to 1600. We are back. I only played 2 games. I won both of them because my first player was actually pretty high ranked. I got 19 points from the first player and then 14 against Tim Time again. But the waiting times are ridiculous. I had to wait, I think, 10 minutes to find one game. And now we are just 40 points away or 39 points away from the first place, unless something has changed, because it took me half an hour to play 2 games. This is the wrong ladder. This was actually not intentional. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, so 38 points. Can we get them? I will try, but it's cut time again. I will make a timer and see how long it takes until I find this one game. Finally! How high is he? Oh my. Okay, our lead is cool, but it took me 20 minutes to find one game. And this game is like, I get 4 points if I win and I lose 35 if I lose. And I cannot stay because Psychic doesn't KO. And I don't put Mewtwo to sleep. I will put Nidoran to sleep. And switch into Weeping Bell to put something to sleep myself. Or I can burn 1 sleep turn. Actually, let's burn 1 sleep turn. Oh my god. Yeah, we wake up immediately. Nice. I can go Cubone on Rattata because Rattata will go for Super Fang. And now I'm not in range for Body Slam still. I forgot that it got Blizzard. I'm just way too tired because this waiting really drained me. I honestly had to wait 20. I could like make a video just of me waiting. Okay, nice. We connect with Sleep Powder, so now we can go for Swords Dance. Or does he switch? Now we will go for Swords Dance. Okay, wait. I can go for Double Edge. Getting chip on Ninetales is pretty huge because I survived with Fire Blast, and Ninetales is faster than Mewtwo. That's why I need this chip. Now I can toss Weeping Bell and get a free switch into Krabby and just go for Crab Hammer. I don't know if I will keep playing if I lose this one. Because my mental is like not there. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have to switch into Nidoran. Actually, this was not good. Please get the power. I just died. Yeah, it's over. I just lose to Magneton. Because he can power my Mewtwo. Maybe I should go Slowpoke to get a Thunder Wave off. Yeah. If he goes for Thunder, he KOs me. But I have to prepare everything for the Mewtwo sweep. He goes for Whatever. Is it Blizzard freeze time? Yeah, it's Blizzard freeze time. Only way out. Actually, no. Now I can still click Blizzard. Fish for freeze. It's my only way. Clicking recovers. Yeah, GG. And how many points do I lose? Incredible. I waited 40 and not 40. I waited 20 minutes to lose 34 points. I will try in a few hours again. I will get back to 1600. I'm sorry for this whack game, but I honestly also don't know what I was supposed to do with like Nidoa, Cubone, Reaping Bell, especially after the confusion hits. But yeah, especially Magneton. Like I needed Cubone for Magneton, so it was definitely winnable, but not today. But I will go to sleep and get back with fresh air. I don't know. Nothing will change for you, but a lot of stuff will change for me. 1625, and here we are back again, 25 points away from number 1. This is a post commentary because I really wanted to fully focus on the games, and I hope you don't mind that. I did this once in Generation 8 and you said it was not a problem for you, but yeah, you can see this Tentacruel is a big threat because water moves hit our whole team. We have Chansey, but Tentacruel has Sword Stance Hyper Beam, and that's why I want to boom immediately, because Hydro Pump 2-hit KOs Snorlax, and I have Poliwag in the back, and I could win with Poliwag if I get the Tentacruel removed. We've got Psychic on the Poliwag, which is nice, but it's still not great. And now I have to go something faster, because Eggy has Explosion and Sleep Powder, and that's why I decided to go Dratini. As you can see, I clicked really fast because I played so many games. Up to this point, I played 180 games, okay? 180 games in 2 days, okay? So it really took a while to get there, but now we have Dratini against Wigglytuff, and I will just trade Thunder Waves, and he just goes for Blizzard and misses. So that's really good. I could go Chansey, but I don't want to get frozen. I know that fire doesn't resist ice, but Rapidash isn't really valuable anyways because there's a Tentacruel, and my thought process is that I can just go for Body Slam against the Wigglytuff and fish for a para on the Tentacruel. I first decided to go for Fire Blast because he got parried again, but then I missed the Fire Blast. But after I got parried, Body Slam's just the better play. And now I have to go Chansey, and I will go for Ice Beam because I predict him to switch into Wigglytuff, and that predict worked. And now I can just go for Body Slam again. Unfortunately, we don't get a para, but Dratini should take on the Ekans really well. I don't want to get glared on something else, and I get a Blizzard off, and I crit the Blizzard, which is really huge. And now against Tentacruel, he will go for Blizzard again, but no, he doubles, and that double was really good, but he got parried. So I got a bit bailed, especially because I crit him here, and now I decided to go for Fire Blast because I expected him to stay and go for Hyper Beam, but that's perfect because now the Wigglytuff is low. I can go to Chansey, and he has to go something that's not Tentacruel, because if a Tentacruel it gets parried, it's really bad for them. And he goes into Kadabra, and I expect him to go for Thunder Wave. That's why I go Golem, but he goes for Psychic. Luckily, I survived 2 Psychics, and I can just boom here. I will get a KO unless he goes to the Gengar line right now, but switching into the Gengar line against Earthquake is also really risky. And now I get a T-Wave off immediately. And my plan is to chip the Tentacruel down a bit. I know that I risk a freeze, but he only has 8 Blizzards. He won't freeze me, right? Right? he gets the freeze here, and now I have to bank everything on Poliwag to win the game. I thought he would switch and abuse the freeze, and unfortunately, +2 Psychic didn't KO. And that's really, really bad, because now it's a Parrot Dratini against the last Pokemon, because Chansey is dead. I cannot fall unless it's a fire type with only fire type moves, but against Chansey he can just click like Body Slam. There's no fire type that only wants fire type moves, and we have Farfetch'd. And since Dratini is faster, I will go for Thunder Wave first. And now I have to either crit Blizzard or hope for a Para. And I get the Para. Now I get the T-Bolt off. No, I don't. But he goes for Agility. And he gets Para. And I'm like, I couldn't believe what I saw. I did not understand why he went for Agility. Because he only had to get through the Para once. And if you go for Agility, you have to go get through the Para the next turn as well. So the Agility didn't make any sense. We got bailed. We got a Para and then a Para later as well. But this was a thriller. This was really a thriller, I gotta say. I got really lucky with the Paras in the end, but he also got very lucky with the Blizzard freeze, right? If I had Chansey alive, I think it would have been way easier. But that's how it goes sometimes, right? Generation 1 do be like that. But yeah, let's go into the next game. And the next game starts with Slowpoke against Persian. And Slowpoke against Persian is a good lead for us because we can get a Thunder Wave off immediately. He goes to War Turtle instead. And against War Turtle, I can go Ivysaur. And now, Sleep Powder is obvious, right? Razor Leaf one-hit KOs War Turtle. I could just go for Razor Leaf because he goes War Turtle. And then I'm like, okay, you stay, right? Because double Sleep Powder is so obvious. But no, he goes Victory Bell. And I got outplayed a lot. Like, I thought the first turn, Razor Leaf is too obvious, and then I thought the second turn, Sleep Powder is too obvious. And I should have went for the obvious choices. Now I'm really behind because I also don't wake up. He connected with Sleep Powder. I stayed with Ivysaur because I expected him to go for Stun Spore, but it was really not a good how I played it. It was really, really bad. Now I try to fish a Para on the Victory Bell because unfortunately our Starmie doesn't have Psychic. So this Victory Bell is just a big problem because it KOs Slowpoke, it KOs Starmie, it KOs Graveler, it KOs Ivysaur because Ivysaur is asleep, it KOs Machamp. Like, I just lose to this Victory Bell at that point. And that's why I was super mad back then, because he switched to Victory Bell, a very, very good Pokemon, into a Sleep Powder. And he could have just tossed War Turtle and then go Victory Bell and get a Sleep Powder off. Putting your only sleeper to sleep is not a good play. But yeah, now I decide to toss Machamp, and I have to go Electrode. I have no other choice. And I thought, okay, he will switch, so I will go for Thunder, and I miss the Thunder, and I get Stun Spot. And now I was sure, yeah, it's game, and I will lose 30 points again, and that's that. But he stays, actually. He saw that I have Slowpoke, so it's very interesting to stay for them. I went for Thunder because 2 Thunderbolts don't KO Victory Bell, so I can instead go for Thunder into Thunderbolt. And I still have Electrode alive, and Explosion is really valuable. I'm Parrot, but if I get a Para off on like something else and then get a free switch into Electrode, I can use Explosion. And I have Thunder Wave Starmie, I have Thunder Wave Slowpoke, and Magnemite is just hard-walled by Graveler, so why not just switch into Graveler and go for Earthquake. Earthquake is really nice now because his Grass type is dead. He could have a second Grass type, but all the Grass types don't really resist ground, like Vileplume line, Victory Bell line, Venusaur line. They are all weak to Earthquake, and flying types cannot touch Graveler usually, so I'm also fine if he switches into something like Pidgeot, Fearow, Spearow, all these Pokemon. So that's why I just decide to go for Earthquake. And he decides to toss Magnemite. That's fair because Magnemite into Graveler is just really bad. But that's really good for us because we have Slowpoke and Starmie, and both of them struggle against Magnemite, and now the Magnemite is gone. And I can go to Starmie here. As long as he doesn't get a Blizzard Freeze or a Body Slam Para, Starmie checks that Water really well. He goes for Blizzard, doesn't get a Freeze, and now I will go for Thunderbolt immediately because I expect him to stay one turn and fish for a Body Slam Para, but he switches to Electrode immediately. And now the question is, do I T-Bolt again or do I go for the obvious switch? I went for the obvious switch and he caught me off guard, but I know that Persian wants Bubble Beam, so I can switch to Starmie now, and I can go for Thunder Wave because it's not unlikely that he goes to Electrode again. And he does that. And now, should I play it obvious? I'm really thinking. So, as you can see, I'm using Surf, and he switches to Water. So, it kind of worked. I go for Surf again because I expect him to switch back to Electrode, and that worked. And now, since I played aggressive the last time, I thought now he might think I will fish for a crit, and it worked again. So, I'm really, really happy how I outplayed him here, but the game is far from over. The Persian is a big threat because Persian KOs Graveler with Bubble Beam, Persian KOs Ivysaur, Persian KOs Electrode, and the only Pokemon that can take a hit from Persian are Slowpoke and Starmie, and both of them can only take one hit, one slash, and he goes to Water here, and I know that the Starmie switch is obvious. That's why I go to Slowpoke instead. And now I decide to go for Thunder Wave because I expected him to switch. If he stays, he just gives me 3 Amnesias. I don't have Amnesia, but him going for Blizzard is really weird because he could have went into Persian and 2-hit KO my Slowpoke because, as I said, these were just super free Amnesia. And the problem now is I took too much damage on Slowpoke. If the Persian has an electric type move like Thunderbolt or Thunder, the Slowpoke is in trouble. And he got Mr. Mime. And Mr. Mime has Thunderbolt in its moveset. And I have to make a choice. What do I sacrifice? And I think the choice is pretty clear. He doesn't have setup like Amnesia or a substitute on any of the Pokemon. So I can just toss Ivysaur. It loses to both Pokemon. And now I can get a Thunder Wave off, which is really good, especially because I get a full power. Super lucky. But my plan was to get a Thunder Wave off, then go Electrode, survive a Thunderbolt, go for Explosion, then para the Persian with Graveler, not with Graveler, para the Persian with Slowpoke, and then boom with Graveler against the Persian and win 1-0 with Starmie alive. That was my game plan, but they surrendered. And this surrender just showed me that they were really, really mad at the game because it was super winnable. They had a full life Persian and my whole team was chipped. And Persian also has Body Slam. So even against Starmie, which he doesn't kill otherwise, he can go for Body Slam, get a para into full para, and then the Slash would KO. But I will gladly take this forfeit. And now we are just one game away from winning it all. Can we make it? Let's take a look now. These are the leads. Tentacruel against Squirtle. And Tentacruel is always super scary, but we've got Lapras, we've got Squirtle, and I just decide to 1v1 the Tentacruel with Squirtle. Seismic Toss is a 3-hit KO, but I thought if I get a Body Slam Para, I'm better off. I know that I survive a +4 Hyper Beam. I decided to go for Body Slam again to fish for a Para. I don't get it, but basically the same outcome. If I went for Seismic Toss, Seismic Toss, Seismic Toss, I would have also taken a +4 Hyper Beam, so it doesn't really matter. now he goes to Dragonair, and I can still keep Squirtle alive. Squirtle is pretty fast, can get a huge Surf or a Blizzard off, and I can just go to Clefairy instead. And I really want to chip with Dragonair, because I want to put it in range for Kangaskhan, but he goes to Machamp. Do we get a freeze? No, we don't. But against Machamp, I can just go Victory Bell, dodge with Submission, and now I can put something to sleep. I do not, because I miss with Sleep Powder and he quits with Body Slam. But Sleep Powder is definitely my best play, and now he gets a turn 0 Wake Up, and I'm like, come on, don't do this to me. I will hit now, and you will stay asleep. And this worked, and I will go for Razor Leaf, and he switched to Wigglytuff. And I don't want to get a para on anything, so I go for Razor Leaf again, and he goes for Blizzard, and I survive with Blizzard, so that means I either get a KO, or he switches to something to take a Razor Leaf, but I get the KO. That's why I didn't go for Stun Spore, because Stun Spore can miss, he could have stayed with Machamp, all that stuff. And now he goes to Kabuto, and Victory Bell is slower than Dragonair, and that's why I decide to toss Victory Bell, because it's slower than 2 of the 4 Pokemon, and Machamp is asleep anyway, so it's not a big threat, so that's why I decided to go for it. And now I could go into Jolteon, but Jolteon is kind of walled by Dragonair, and that's why I decided to go Lapras instead, because I thought going Lapras is better here, but in hindsight I think I could have just went Jolteon and clicked Thunder Wave to pair with Dragonair, because now my Lapras took way too much damage. And as you can see, if the Lapras was full life, I could have beaten the Dragonair with Lapras. But it's fine, I think, because now I can go Clefable, and if I connect with Blizzard, it's in Hyper Beam range from Kangaskhan. But I get parried, that's fair, I got pretty lucky in the early game, and now I connect with Blizzard, and this is range for Kangaskhan now. I will just go for Blizzard again, I get full power, connect with Blizzard, and KO it, and we can see that the last Pokemon is Dragonite. And that's why having a full life Lapras would have been way better for me, but Clefable can just KO with Blizzard. He could go for Hyper Beam, but I could also just switch out, right? So it's very risky for him to go for Hyper Beam. I will just toss Clefable to get a free Thunder Wave with my Jolteon. At least that's what I hope for, because then I'm just one Blizzard away from winning, because Squirtle has Blizzard, and then I can win with Squirtle. And he quits with Thunderbolt, and that's unfortunate, because we would have survived with Thunderbolt and could have KO'd the Dragonite here already. And now it's just about connecting with Thunder Wave, maybe get some damage off, because if I get a Thunderbolt off, I can also 1v1 the Dragonite with Kangaskhan, right? I get a para here, that's fair, because he got a Body Slam para into full para. It's a bit unlucky, but now I'm just one Blizzard away from winning. He switches to Machamp, and that's really good, because now I also can 1v1 the Dragonite with Kangaskhan, because if Kangaskhan gets a para, I could lose, but I connect with Blizzard, and that's it! That's it! Guys! We have 53 points, and you can see I recorded it back then, and I'm doing this post-commentary because I forgot to unmute my microphone. So I was muted, but you can see how relieved I was. I couldn't believe it. I honestly could not believe it. I was I was so happy. Like winning a regional or getting finals in the Pokemon World Championship are pretty cool, but how cool is it to be number 1 on the Generation 1 Rampants ladder? Let's compare these. But yeah, I showed it here, but you cannot see it. I played 240 games overall. I think it was 177 wins and 67 losses, so a pretty good win rate. And here we have it. Gen 1 Random Battle number 1, 84%. We did it. And now I can retire. Just kidding. Now I show the replay. You don't have to worry about it, but I hope you enjoyed the journey. I know that this video is a little shorter because I played a lot of games off cam, but I hope you still enjoyed it, and I will see you next week with some Generation 8 gaming.